What is up, everybody? Hugo Will of D back with another video, and today I'm gonna be doing a little something different. I'm gonna be taking you all to locals with me, and whether we win or whether we lose, I'm gonna post a video anyways. Now, what deck are we gonna be playing this week? None other than Purple Katakuri. The new structure decks just came out last Friday. It is the 5th of August as I'm recording this video. So they've been out for less than a week at this point. And Purple Katakuri did get some support, most notably the 5-drop 7,000 power Katakuri, which is a really awesome effect. Whenever you don minus, you get 2 don rested. That's crazy. And we also got the Charlotte Linlin support, the Charlotte Linlin SR. It's a 10 cost 12,000 power character, which on play you don -4, trash 1, heal 1, and then set the base power of one of your opponent's characters to 0, which is crazy. I think she's the most expensive SR out of all the SRs in this line of structure decks. I might be wrong. Please let me know in the comment section down below. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to it. Let's see what happens. Do I win? Do I lose? I don't know. Let's find out. So here we go. There's gonna be the Katakuri in this really beautiful Nico Robin deck box. It's gonna be one of my main decks that I play for the next month. Hopefully it's still good in OP17. We'll just go ahead and find out. But then here we have Ace. Here we have Mihawk, of course. I know this says green Mihawk. I forgot to take it off, but it's actually red, green, Luffy ready to go. And then one of the most fun decks that I've played in a long time, we have the Yamato here. So like I said, we're gonna be playing the Katakuri deck today, but I am meeting up with some of my friends early just to have fun and get warmed up before the locals. On our way to locals, you know that we gotta stop by for some coffee. Gotta stay fueled. I need caffeine in order for me to make the best play possible. With the coffee in our hands, we are now able to drive over to our local shop, and I decided to dig through some bulk because there are still some cards that I'm looking for, and I was hoping that they would have them.
You gotta get those meta glasses, bro.
I have to get them prescribed though, because I'm blind. You know what I mean?
No Kingdom Come, so no Kingdom Come removal, but
If only this was the alt.
your reaction, yeah.
If only this was the alt.
I've got that one, yeah.
Oh yes, read it in wheat, Brian. There it is. Alt leader 2, already doubled in price. Nice. Shout out to my friends Brian and Chris for showing up a little bit earlier before the locals. We ended up doing 2 practice games. Brian right now, he's on Blue Yellow Boa, and my friend Chris, he is on Purple Yellow Rosinante. 2 very tough matchups simply because they are able to dive into the yellow color pool, and you know what that means. It means heal with the Borsalino. You see right now Brian has the Roronoa Zoro, the 4 cost 6,000 power Zoro, and on play trash a card and heal. And I'm not gonna lie, this ball matchup was kind of hard. It was an uphill battle. I did feel like I do tend to break a lot with this deck, which is the unfortunate part. A lot of my top end does not have any counter. Even this 5 cost 7,000 power Katakuri has no counter. So I definitely have to figure out a way to add to the survivability of this deck itself, especially when we go up against a green deck like Mihawk, who's able to rest all of my blockers. And who knows, maybe I'm gonna add the 1 cost 4K counter event. I think it's the one with Katakuri yelling. I think it has a really long name. It's don't interrupt when 2 men are fighting. I completely forgot the name of it, but maybe that gives us some more survivability. I'm not sure. I still think this deck is really fun, but going up against any yellow deck is still really hard. We are able to heal though in this version of purple Katakuri because of the new SR that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, which I do play, and it feels nice to heal. I don't play yellow. I never had any interest in playing yellow, so being able to heal with purple, like you see right now, we do have the 9 drop, I think 9,000 power Lin, which lets us put a character 6 cost or lower to our opponent's life face up, top or bottom, and then we get to heal as well. All of that for a Dawn -1, but that's pretty much all we do, and we're only running one of those in the deck. I am planning and hoping to test a version of this deck with the 10 drop 10,000 power, what is it, Doflamingo from OP14. We don't get access to its first part of the effect, which is Dawn -3, choose one. If your leader has a Don Quixote, type KO up to one of your opponent's characters for the cost of 8 or less. Up to 3 of your opponent's characters for the cost of 7 or less cannot be rested until the end of your opponent's next end phase. So we don't have access to the first one, but we do have access to the second effect, which honestly, it's pretty much a Luna at that point. It's a little bit, you don't stun everything, but choosing up to 3 characters to freeze essentially, even though they can't rest, is huge. So I'm definitely going to try a build where I'm running 3 of these Don Quixote Doflamingos and 3 of the 10 drop 12,000 power Big Moms from this starter deck and seeing how it goes. But for the most part, we didn't have these Doflamingos in this version of the deck, but we are planning on messing around with it. The first match of the actual local was against Brian again, but this time he switched from his Boa to Green Mihawk. Everybody that I am playing with is playing Green Mihawk just because of the Zoro structure deck. At that point, it honestly should have just been a Mihawk structure deck because I think all of the cards work a lot better in Mihawk than they do Zoro. And it was really funny. In this match, Brian only runs 1 coffin boat and he managed to find it right away.
Do you only play one of those?
Actually do, yeah.
This match, obviously, going up against green. Green freezes everything. Green's my main color too. I think it's green, then red, then purple. Those are the colors that I just gravitate more towards. So I kind of already know what to expect when it comes to Green Mihawk. It's a tough match. Honestly, the later the game goes, the more Mihawk just change their laws and beppos, and at this point you'll see that the new 6 drop Mihawk that lets you play a 5 drop character, Brian plays a Perona that stuns the 5 cost Charlotte Katakuri, which is really rough, and then the following turn he follows it up with a 5 cost Odin, which also freezes my Katakuri. So it's non-stop freezing. I think after this match, Brian told me that he's not running Luna, which honestly is kind of surprising. I feel like Luna is being dropped in a lot of Mihawk decks. It's substituted for I Know You're Strong or Deadman's Game. Either way, Luna is still pretty strong, and I think I'm debating of putting 2 into my own Mihawk deck. But nevertheless, I think when it came to this game, I took my life a little bit too aggressively, just relying too much on the 10 drop Big Mom, and at the end of it I just didn't have enough counter. Playing more defensively with Katakuri pays off in the long run, simply because when we are actually able to heal later on, since we ramp so fast, we get to that 10 Dawn turn relatively quickly. Brian took second away from us and we still managed to ramp to 10 Dawn before he did. I think if we just take life a little bit less aggressively, we play more defensively, when we start to heal towards the end of the game, it'll just be a lot better. We want to take life, we're able to take life more aggressively later on when we have an established board. And I think having at least 2 of the 8 drop Katakuris would be nice, as well as some of those counter events that I was mentioning earlier, simply because DMG does give him the ability ability to rest both of our Katakuri blockers, and at that point it's just not good for us. He's the only blocker that we do run, so I think I just have to wall up just a little bit more against Mihawk.
He's at 6, 7, 8, 9. When I have 5 Big Mom characters in play, she counts as a plus 10,000.
With a loss already under our belt, we ended up going up against our friend Chris. He kept playing purple yellow Rosinante, and up until now this deck has been really good. In OP16 it obviously got a lot of purple navy support, and that is the package that he's currently running. It is kind of hard for Katakuri to get over a lot of his blockers. On top of that, when you combine Rosie's leader effect, which lets him save a Trafalgar Law once during his turn, he could tank a hit with one of his blockers, Rosie and Law, and take a card instead of having his character KO'd. With that said, we couldn't even bait him into using that effect early on and then hit him with the King of the Sea card, which again, it's a card that I know I have to add. They didn't arrive in time in the mail, so I couldn't swap them out, but I do realize how necessary that card is, as it's able to KO 2 cost 6 or less characters on the opponent's side of the field. It doesn't make it easier either when you do have a lot of these Trafalgar Laws being blockers. That, with the addition of also Borsellino, who came in EBO4, which was partnered with OP15, it just gives him a heal whenever he's under 3 life. So there was a lot that we had to juggle in this match, which is the blockers, the fact that he could save one of his characters per turn, and on top of that, how can I forget the most important piece in this new Rosinante deck is the Sakazuki, which almost renders my 8 cost 8,000 power Katakuri blocker kind of useless, simply because of the fact that he's able to make him a 2,000 power blocker instead of his regular 8,000 because of that effect. And then he's able to Dawn -1 to get 2 active Dawn, so he always has enough Dawn on my turn, so he's able to use counter events like I Love You, which allows him to bring back a 2k counter from trash. It's a very hard matchup, and I definitely see how this deck is strong. I don't know how well it's gonna be in OP17 in that meta, but for now this deck was kind of really hard for us to overcome. At the very end here, I did try to bait him into keeping at least one of his blockers up, but he saw right through that and he just decided to swing with everything he had, and he ended up getting game here, which again, I tried my best to bluff, and it ended up kind of biting me back in the butt, but nonetheless we did end up losing this one too.
6 decks. I got a SPTCB, Blackbeard, Secret Rare.
You said 8 lead?
Down and a Yamato S.
Block. 1.
Yeah, starter decks have good hits.
Yeah, one of my buddies pulled an SP all Sunday. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, for God's sakes. Must be nice.
He opened the categories from it. I got like,
Yeah, and of course you would get a big category.
Yeah, I can't complain though. I pulled the Luffy manga out of my shirt, Blackbeard shirt.
Down -1. Bring him to 6. 7, 8, 9.
I pulled the manga. I pulled the Luffy out of the stuff.
Bonnie Blackbeard, Carson.
2, 3. Sorry.
I still hate Blackbeard though. I hate Blackbeard.
Yeah, it's 2. Yeah, dude. it's 2-2-2.
The fact that he exists, I hate it.
The Sanjis are 2. The fact that you don't get no, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
But you get 4 bad man kick horse.
I was gonna say, you know what the best part is? The rest of the deck is all replaced.
No, I'm back at 5.
You get 4 the Usopp. You can only do that one time.
Yes, sir.
That's the round 1 Usopp.
Yeah, you better make sure you put those in your bag.
Exactly, but I could have gone to round 1.
I'm like, where's my
No, then he beat me the final. Oh,
No trigger.
I saw both. I was like, what's 4 guys, right? He's like,
Yep.
it was only 2. I was like, you know.
Can it search itself? Can stage search itself? Yes. Okay.
I didn't know this deck didn't come with 8 cost Katakuri.
No,
they don't.
isn't it wild? Like,
But I think the craziest thing about was Sambo, like construction decks.
yeah, some of those pretty bad because you get effectively 2 SRs that nobody's playing, and like everyone that's playing is putting Luffy in the Sabo, which is wild to me.
Strabo?
I put Straw Hats in the Red Moon starter. Ooh. All your Luffys are 3k power on their turn, so you can swing.
You got it.
turn. So
I was trying to bait you into not swinging.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking like he's got some sort of either he's got an answer or he's trying to.
I was trying to bait you into just swinging.
Well, so what I was thinking was either I feel good about doing the last 8 swing,
Yeah.
or I play another blocker.
That's what I wanted you to do. I wanted you to block, to block her up. What was your hand?
It was literally
It was a dead. So they're all dead minus the
all
event.
done. Yeah, at that point.
Yeah, I was like, if I could just get the win on the backswing, that'd be dope. I've never gone up against Nami with Kata, so I'm gonna mulligan.
I didn't see it here.
Oh boy. So my last match of the night was Blue Yellow Nami. And what is there to say about Blue Yellow Nami that already isn't known? It is one of the strongest decks out there still right now. Just like the other decks, no idea how this deck is going to do in the OP17 meta, but honestly, some of the cards that are blue that have been revealed that are mostly for the Rocks leader could be definitely used in Nami as well. So there is that concern, and to be honest, I've never played into Blue Yellow Nami with Katakuri. This is my first time playing this deck ever out in the wild, so I really wasn't prepared, and this player hit curve perfectly. On his 5 Dawn turn, he dropped the Nami. On his 7 Dawn turn, he dropped the Nico Robin, and overall, he got a really good Kikunojo trigger as well. He had the Borsalinos. At the end of the day, this match was just a climb for us. We lost. I wish we got 1 win, and actually, I am lying. We did get 1 win, but it was a bye. And at that point, I was already 0-3, or 1-3, I should say. So there was really no point for me to continue playing in this tournament. And I got the bye the very last round. So if there was an extra game, I would have played it just for practice. But in this case, I didn't even get to play a last game because of the bye. Shout out to all of my opponents, to Chris, to Brian, to this gentleman that I forgot the name of. I do apologize if you watch this. But for the most part, the deck is still super fun to pilot. I wish I was a little bit better with the deck, of course, but that just comes with practice. I will make some adjustments, and hopefully those prove to be successful, because I have seen some decks out there, at least like on Twitter and stuff, of people doing good with this deck. You got it. I did not see any of my Katakuris, bro.
I know, that's what I noticed.
That lad is wild.
I noticed that. Like, wow, don't care.
Dude.
He's at the bottom, bro.
There he is.
That's
That's one. Even like, oh, that's wild.
Even through 2 searchers, I'm like, wow.
This was the fastest game. That's rough, man. Well, I unfortunately won none of my games, and I got a bye for the last round. But at that point, there was, you know, I wasn't gonna place or anything. But nonetheless, the deck is fun. But I did notice that it does have a consistency to break pretty hard as well. Yeah, I'm still gonna play it as much as I possibly can. I still think it's a good, fun rogue deck, but it needs some tweaking.
Honestly, even though we didn't do all of that well, I'm still going to continue playing this game. If it doesn't make it as a top contender in the OP17 meta, you could still catch people by surprise at maybe an extra grand battle or something like that. I am going to do my best and tweak it a little bit, and I'm probably going to take it to another locals and just see how I do with it. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, there's a few cards that I was missing, a few cards that I want to add, and this is one of the decks. Credit to this individual here for doing really good with it at a regional level event. There's similar lists to this one that I have seen that I do want to do my best to replicate, maybe mess with the ratios, add some different tech cards, you know, something that I'm more comfortable playing. The pros of this deck is that you are able to ramp quite a bit. Like I mentioned in my match with Brian, the actual tournament match, I did end up ramping to 10 Dawn. When you hit curve with this deck, it feels genuinely awesome. It's just what to do after you get to 10 Dawn. Because with the new Big Mom, you do have to Dawn -4. And if I do want to experiment with the Don Quixote do Flamingo, that's another -3 that I do have to keep in mind. Right now I'm using the OP11 Charlotte Pudding that lets me re-ramp a Dawn whenever I Dawn minus, but I have seen a lot of people play with this Charlotte Pudding, which is the one that comes with the actual structured deck itself, and it's from EB03. It's a blocker, which is a good thing for us, and then on play, if the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal to or less than the number on your opponent's field, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. This is a blocker, which is a really good thing, and on top of that, it's a 2k counter. In comparison to the other Charlotte Pudding, the reoccurring ramping of a Dawn is good, but it is a 1k counter and it's not a blocker. So if our opponent does have a way to deal with it right away, we lose the value. This one costs 1 more, but at the same time, I feel like the benefits do outweigh the cons of the other pudding. The other card, as you saw in the list that I just showed, is the Usohachi from ST18. The 3 cost, 3000 power, 2k counter. On play, if you have 8 or more Dawn cards on your field, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. It would have definitely helped in the Rosinante matchup, as well as the blue-yellow Nami matchup, being able to rest a Borsellino or one of the laws. And on top of that, it does give us more survivability because we have access to an extra 2k. Now, it's not searchable, which is the reason why I'm hesitant to even include it, but nonetheless, a 2k is still a 2k. I do highly recommend you build this deck, especially if one of your favorite characters is Katakuri. But yeah, those are just kind of my thoughts on this deck as it stands. Hopefully, I'm able to do another video soon with this deck. I hope to make this a series where I take you with me to locals and we try different decks. Locals is a place where I don't really take it too competitively. The one I go to, everybody's very chill and it's just more to have fun, which I feel like what this game ultimately is all about. Let me know if you guys have been experimenting with Katakuri, and I'm interested to know your deck list in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. Please feel free to subscribe, like this video, share this video, whatever form of interaction with this video, I really appreciate it. I hope to see you guys next time, and stay golden. Hasta luego, corazones.